This is one thing that I do as well. I love doing tree planting. Some of you, I think, will join on Sunday, tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will be in Singapore, but usually I'm always at tree planting events. And even sometimes I pop up in the papers here and there. When my brother showed this to his friend in the village, he thought it was cut and paste from the internet, you know, where you can fix your own magazine. And this is as well an environmental NGO that I'm involved in. We can potentially do some work with them as well. This is actually the Sultana of Pahang. And we're trying to preserve some forest areas, because there's a lot of deforestation going on. People like to make quick money. If you chop a tree and sell it to China, fast and easy money. There's sometimes a problem with our underlying economic system. The tree sold and chopped down contributes to the national economic development. The tree standing tall, turning the carbon dioxide into oxygen through photosynthesis, that's why trees are so powerful. They take the CO2, they breathe out oxygen. We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out CO2. We need the trees. And the tree standing tall, holding the soil together, cleaning up the air, cleaning up the water, unfortunately, there is no economic value associated with the non-usage, with the preservation. So our economic system is one of the core drivers for destruction. So in this NGO, we're trying to preserve some of the rainforests. And this is my hybrid motorbike. I'm actually driving around with a hybrid bike. I was originally planning to come with it here today, but I have to go straight down to Singapore, so a little bit rushed. And somehow, sometimes attractive ladies like green technology as well. So that's another good reason for, I can say that here. We've only got one lady sitting here. We're just between the guys, right? I am a columnist as well in the Esquire magazine. And I regularly write about green. And one of the stories I wrote, women love green. Guys, the days are over where you can impress a woman just with a big BMW and all that other stuff that you thought, you know, women were so excited about. Women like the green stuff. This is, anyone recognize this lady? No? Come on, guys. Nobody. Her name is Deborah Henry. Miss Malaysia Universe 2010. Very pretty woman. This was in the Philippines. They had a whole band there waiting for me, making, you know, a bit like in Africa. Maybe if you're from where?
From Mali.
Mali, yeah. I remember from Ghana. I was never there, but when the Germans from my area came over to Ghana to support the people there with some social projects, they were always welcome with a lot of music. You know, the band was playing. That was my experience as well there in the Philippines. And I've been asked to be the coach and judge of the Miss Malaysia Eco Model competition. So this is last year's batch of eco models. So can be a lot of fun to do green tech stuff out there. Are you still connected with Mother Nature actually? That's sometimes the question I like to ask people, because we forget and we disconnect from Mother Nature. Malaysia is one of the most amazing countries when it comes to natural beauty, the biodiversity. Actually, Malaysia is one of the top 10 countries in terms of biodiversity. The richness of Mother Nature is amazing. You even discover funny things, like this monkey that you will see now from Kuala Selangor. It's got a David Beckham haircut. Remember when David Beckham used to something like that? Have a look, see, yeah, looks like that. So you see all sorts of funny things when you reconnect back with Mother Nature, when you kind of tune in again. And there's so much beauty out there. Back to my little village. When I was a kid, 3 months of snow, end of December till end of March. If we were lucky, we had a white Christmas. This is the current generation, my brother's son, just in front of the house where my mother stays, still in the same small little company in Germany. He's got much better skis. He's a better skier than I used to be one generation ago, but he's got one problem. Any idea what? Snow, yeah. Every year, when I was a boy in his age, I cannot remember a single winter where the snow came, which happened in middle to end of December. If we were lucky, white Christmas. Then, when there was stuff coming from the sky, it was more snow, more snow, more snow. Now, last year, December was extremely cold. January, February, March, it was raining. The snow disappeared. Sometimes even one day, loads of snow, 2 or 3 days later, it rains. So the predictability, the reliability of temperature and climate has gone. It's not there anymore. They cannot rely anymore on the winter that I used to have. So within one generation, I can see the impact of a changing climate. You cannot anymore rely on the weather pattern that they used to be. What about Malaysia? Malaysia is close to the equator, so there are not so many temperature changes. But have people experienced any changes in Malaysia? What do you think? Which kind of changes?
Weather.
Yeah, actually, if you talk to the people in the plantation industry, particularly the people that used to do rubber plantation, they told me they always used to plant, like 30, 40 years ago, according to the seasons. Like there was a very clear pattern. When does the rainy season come, the dry season? So they didn't plant according to the calendar, they planted according to weather patterns. Now no more, because the reliability of the weather patterns is gone. There used to be, I think, this boat race in on the East Coast somewhere. I think every time, someday in April, because it was the lowest tide. They're now saying not reliable anymore, even here in Malaysia. One of my friends, he used to live in Kuching. He said when he was young, he didn't need air conditioning. Now, they use air conditioning. Plus, when he was young, he used to throw the net into the local river. He used to catch fishes. Guess what he catches now? Plastic bottles. So we humans are interfering with the natural environment. We are causing problem out there. Why? Because everything goes up exponential. It's a bit small here, but the idea is to show you everything has an exponential curve. Human population, investment, paper consumption, McDonald's restaurants, cell phones, motor vehicles, fertilizer consumption, water use, damming of river, loss of rainforests, loss of biodiversity. We humans, we are now 7 billion on this planet. We are impacting the planet. We are making the planet struggle. This is what's going on. Since the Industrial Revolution here, 1750, the fine balance that we used to have on the planet and an average temperature of 14 points Celsius, since 10,000 years, that enabled us to have sustained life on Earth as we've been living it now, we have pushed it up to 14.7 because we're burning all the fossil fuels. We're digging out the oil, we're digging out the gas, the coal, we're taking the limestone, which is calcium carbonate, we're burning it to get cement. The hills in Ipoh, they're being chopped to make cement. So we are, within a short period of time, we humans, we are squeezing everything out of the planet for our form of economic development, to grow our economy. So we have now 380 parts per million concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. All the CO2 from our power plants, from methane. Actually, when you look at food, beef has the worst environmental impact. If you eat burgers all the time, your environmental impact in terms of carbon footprint is much higher than you have a more vegetarian diet. So even the choices we make on a daily basis has a big impact. Green technology, according to the Malaysian government, is defined as the development and application of products, equipment, and systems used to conserve the natural environment and resources. So conservation, making more from less, being efficient. But it's not just products, it's not just a big piece of equipment, it's products, equipment, and systems. So even your system can be green technology. Like what I was selling when I had my company in the UK. I was selling environmental management systems. I was selling training. I didn't have any equipment that I was selling. I was selling soft stuff. And we were making good money. We were riding a wave. The wave of environmental management systems. A lot of businesses wanted to get certified to the ISO standard. That's what actually made me quite well known internationally, because I was one of the first people to go into environmental management systems. And I worked with companies immediately. But to tell you the truth, after I got my master's, I was asking for a job. And I was finding it difficult to get a job. I was there at an exhibition, and I was asking the guys who were the experts on ISO 14001, the environmental management system, hey, I have a master's, I want to get a job. Who are you? What's your experience? The same guy that I asked there 4 years later, we were both speakers at an event. But I was the main speaker at the event. And he was just running a small workshop. So I asked him afterwards, can you remember 4 years ago? I asked you for a job. And you were just like, who are you? At that time, within a short period of time, I had overtaken him. If you are living your passion, if you are following your passion, then you can make a big impact. You will find your niche. You know, the thing is, sometimes we get told, become an accountant, become a lawyer, do the thing that everybody else does. But actually what we should do is, we should follow our own passion. My father told me, when I was young, don't do all of this environmental stuff because you can't earn any money with it. But now, I'm doing it, it's happening, and I love it because it's in tune with my passion and with my mission on this planet. So green technology is about preserving resources to minimize and reduce the negative impact of human activities. At the moment, human activities have too much of a negative impact on the planet. Green technology is about minimizing that negative impact and preserving resources, making more out of less. Some people work in green technology that are improving the efficiency of engines. Some people work in green technology, they look at how can we minimize the waste during the construction of a new building. How can we minimize the environmental impact of a building in operation? The building you just saw on the YouTube video, that one, the day I stayed there, it was cool because the air was flowing in there, the wind. I didn't need any air conditioning. I didn't even need the fan. When I came in there and opened up the balcony door, I don't know whether you can remember, you could even see the curtains there, they were moved because there was a nice wind flow. Just because how they have designed the building.